All right, so we are starting topic 3, and that is parallel lines. I want to go over some of the vocabulary to start with. And please take a minute and underline the words. I think if you highlight it, it won't show up on the page. So underline parallel lines and planes, and then skew lines, and then a transversal. We'll start with those terms. Most of us remember parallel lines never intersect. And the one thing to add to that thought is they are coplanar. They're on the same plane. So even though in our room we might think that that corner that corner line over there is not parallel to that corner line over there because they're on different planes. Remember, you can have a plane that is drawn through those two. So parallel is going to be all going the same direction, and if you could put a plane through it, then they are parallel.
I have a question. Does it still count as a plane if you manipulate it?
9/11.
I don't understand the question.
Okay, it isn't straight, but let's just say this piece of paper is completely straight, and then I take the plane and I bend it like this. So what would that be considered?
That is just not a plane. I could not tell you for sure.
Can we do Mobius strips?
Let's do the parallel planes now. Parallel planes never intersect also, but this is flat surfaces that will not intersect. So the floor is parallel to the ceiling, and the front wall is parallel to the back wall, because they will keep going on and on, but they will never cross, never intersect. Okay. So then we get to the term skew lines, and next to skew lines or somewhere underneath it, I want you to write like airplanes. Airplanes don't always have to fly parallel. We don't want them intersecting while they're in the sky, but they don't always have to fly exactly the same way because they're going different directions. So they fly skew to one another. They will fly at different altitudes, one going this direction, one going this direction, so that they do not intersect. Skew is not on the same plane, so at different altitudes or at different levels or on different surfaces.
You could make a plane that goes through them if there's only two.
They never intersect. Okay, so we're going to take your 3-dimensional box here, for instance, and we're going to draw over 2 skew lines. Let's take the bottom right corner and then just draw over that. Remember, it's representing a line that goes on and on. And then we're going to try to draw a skew line to that. So that is sitting on the bottom surface of my box. A plane parallel to the bottom would be the top. So I could not do a parallel line and have skew because that's already parallel. I just need a line that's going to go a different direction. So I could go to the top and I could draw a skew line going which direction. Like right here. And as I draw it, yes, they would intersect, but you have to imagine that one is down here going this way and one is up here going this way. So they won't cross because they're in different planes. That's skew. Even the term skew, you go askew from something you're getting off track, all right? Students try to skew the teacher's discussion all the time, try to get them off track.
At Randall Jones.
So skew lines is never intersecting from different planes. So there's more than just these two, or there's more than just this one skew to this line. So let's think, where else could a skew line be? I'm not going to draw it, but where else? That's down low. Would this be skew on the other side?
No.
No, that would be parallel. Okay. Could you have a line anywhere on the bottom of that and still be skew?
No.
No. The others would either be parallel or they would cross and intersect.
They'd be perpendicular.
These would be. Okay, so this one, because it's on the other plane, what about the one behind? Would this be skew to that line? Yes. Okay, so that would be skew. There's actually 2 more. Can you visualize where the 2 other skew lines are? You did the right motion. So this is over here going like this. It could do this, not like an airplane. You wouldn't want an airplane to do that. So this could be a skew line also. And then the back corner. Okay, what about this line up here? Skew or not?
Which line? Oh, that one?
No, this is the same.
Well, it depends on which one you're comparing it to.
This one.
No.
No. Because
It's
even
going
though
the same way.
it's going the same direction, and even though there's not a plane that they share right now, you could do a diagonal plane through them, so they would not be skew, they would be parallel. All right, transversal. With the word transversal, I'm going to have you just draw your arrow over to this one line. It is one line that it intersects two or more lines. So as you are driving on the road anywhere through any town, you are always driving on a transversal because you cross over several intersections, you cross through over several roads, so you're crossing over more than two lines. Every time you drive over a railroad track, you're on a transversal line, crossing over more than two lines. Okay, transversal. The next words, you have four different types of angles that are created by intersecting lines, by a transversal intersecting more than two or more lines. Alternate exterior, alternate interior, consecutive interior, and corresponding. I've kind of taken these words and turned them into these to help you remember what kind, where they are located. So when I say alternate exterior, exterior is always on the where? Outside. And we're talking about two lines. You have exterior outside the two lines. So on your picture, I want you to mark one angle in the exterior. Let's just put a dot. Oops, put a dot there. Okay, this angle's on the exterior. That means it's outside of my two lines. So if I'm saying the alternate exterior, I'm meaning outside both lines and alternate on the opposite side. There is an alternate exterior angle.
Oh, I remember these.
Remember these? There are two sets of alternate exterior angles for each one transversal because these are also alternate exterior. I'm just not going to mark them right now because I don't want you to get confused with the ones that are there. Okay, then there's alternate interior. So between my two lines, this time I'm going interior, which means inside, and I'm going to go alternate sides also. So you'll mark those on your picture.
Oh, I remember these.
Okay. Consecutive interior. Consecutive means one right after another. They're next to each other. I put same side inside. You could also name these same side interior. So if this C word and this C word get confused, because it does a lot of times, then you could, instead of consecutive, you can use same side. But I want you to know them as either.
Would that be like, if it's like this, then
It's going to be two on the inside of the two lines and then on the same side of the transversal. Same side of the transversal inside the two lines.
yeah, I totally participated in Mr. K's class.
Okay, corresponding angles, same side slide is the only way I needed to say that. I'm just going to pick one of my angles. By the way, there's two pair here, two pair here, two pair here, but corresponding there are four pair. So I want you to take a look real quick. Each time that the transversal crosses a line, it makes 1, 2, 3, 4 angles. All right. So you have a top left angle, a top right, a bottom left, a bottom right angle. Corresponding means in the same position where that transversal crossed over on the others. So right now I have in the position of top left. Corresponding will be
Right there.
also top left for that. Okay. So how many different pairs of corresponding angles are there?
4.
4 pair. These two are, they're both on the top right. These two are, they're both on the bottom right. And then these two bottom left. Okay, keep in mind, my lines don't have to be parallel for the names to work. And they don't have to be going side to side like this. I could have lines like this with a transversal, one line that crosses over
Draw a
two.
circle around that.
And then I could have alternate exterior because they're outside the two lines and they're on opposite sides. So you can turn your lines any way in order to be able to name those. Okay. Which is what the next thing is we're going to practice. Did y'all get these marked on your picture?
Wait,
So let's practice naming a transversal, and then I'm going to give you a word so that you can figure out what kind of angle.
These
So,
numbers are so confusing
lots
already.
of transversals, right?
Mhm.
Okay, let's just focus on one. Let's say the transversal line is line S. So this is line S, R, T, and U. So let's say the transversal line is S. That's the one line crossing over two. Which two, Tyson, does line S cross that makes numbered angles?
Retweet.
R and T.
So it does cross U over here. I just didn't put any numbers on that. So transversal line S crosses R and T. So if I give you transversal line S, these are the angles that we're going to be looking at. Transversal line, crossing R, crossing T. So none of the 1 through 8 angles count right now. That should actually be 5 right here and 6 right here.
I was about to ask about that. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
think that just kind of got weird whenever I copied it over here. All right, so looking with transversal line S, Kyle, can you name a set of alternate exterior angles?
3 and what is that? 14.
Okay, that just would be using a different transversal line. So I want to look at transversal line S crossing T and R, which
Oh,
means I'm
my
working with
bad.
these.
Geez, I know they're on the outside. So
Okay, so-
14 and 7.
14, yes. But
'Cause I can't
7,
read
no, because
those.
it's not on the right line. It's got to be off of this transversal.
Oh, that one.
Okay, so think about it for just a second. Here's my 2 lines. Here's my 1. See where the highlights are? So I know you don't have contacts.
Mhm.
All right. So we're going outside these 2 lines, and then we're going opposite sides of this transversal. So 13 and
2.
or 12.
Oh, is that a 12?
That's a 12. Yeah, it has a highlight over it, so you probably can't see it. Here are your here are your alternate exterior. Okay, that's with transversal line S.
could it also be
crossing
14 and 11?
Yes. 14
That's
and
what I
11
was
would work.
going for when
Okay.
I said 7.
So, and then the only reason that 7 and 13 would not be is they are not on the same transversal. This is the one line that
He's
creates.
saying he
so
thought that the
would
11
never
was a
be.
7.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought that was. Okay. All right. I'll let you send me next time that has their glasses or contacts on or can see the board. Okay, let's go with a different transversal. Transversal line U. Okay, which 2 lines am I going to be looking at that U crosses over?
Retweet.
Oh, R and T. Gotcha. So here with this line U, none of these angles will apply right now. Okay, transversal line U only. And I could use this, but I don't have any numbers there. Tyson, can you name a set of?
Can
I took my
you
cards.
name a set?
There's 6. Can you name a set of alternate interior?
6 and 4.
So here's 6, here's 4. They're inside the 2 lines and they're on opposite sides. Good. From that same position, Holly, can you name a set of corresponding?
What do you mean from that same? 1.
Let me clear that off.
Oh, 2 and is 5.
And the 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
2 and 5.
2 and 5 would be correct. So that when I'm looking at these 2 sets, the 8 angles, this is on the bottom left, this is on the bottom left. So yes, those are your corresponding. Okay, good. Let's go to a different transversal line. Line T is my transversal. Line T is my transversal. Which 2 lines, Holly, does that cross?
U and S.
U and S. Good. So it's these angles that I'm looking at.
9, 11.
And that's a 5 and that's a 6. Okay. All right, Skylar. Out of those angles, can you name a set of same side interior?
8 and 11.
8 and 11. Good. They're inside the 2 lines on the same side. Can you name, Kyle, can you see those numbers? Now?
Yes.
Can you name a set of corresponding?
6 and 9.
6 top left, 9 top left. Okay, Tyson, name a set of alternate exterior.
6 and 12.
Yes, and name a set. Oh, what's the other set? 6 and 12 and what?
7 and 10.
7 and 10. Good. And then Holly, can you name a set of alternate interior?
Alternate interior 8 and 9.
8 and 9. The other set would be
5 and 11.
5 and 11. All right. So I think that is our main goal today is to remember naming those types of angles. You're going to have an assignment with that on Monday, but today we're just going to fill in things in your journal and then we'll turn your journals in. Okay, so that's all as far as the lesson goes.
Yay.
Thank you.